and by the weekend they'll all play on the same course. So it's one of those things where they alternate throughout, so you actually get different scores for different venues, but the final round is played on the main course. And I'm not sure if he's played it, but something tells me Stephen Rapp may have played it.
It is the king of King Street, the legend of Leslieville.
The legend. And right now we talk to Stephen Rapp. I don't have to tell you what he's meant to the gaming world.
Gentlemen, I noticed on the live feed there that it looks like it's snowing pretty good in downtown Toronto.
Yeah, just what we were hoping for. More snow, Stephen.
We don't have enough of it.
Good time to be talking golf.
It is an excellent time. People say, "What do you like about winter?" Me, Florida. That's what I like about winter. AT&T Pebble Beach. It's the very historic, obviously golf course. It's one of those ones for the true golfer. It's one of the real important courses itself, regardless of the tournament. But when we start talking, because there's a lot of guys, Stephen, out there who watch the show, who have sort of caught on to what we're offering with Sports Interaction, but they're not maybe really that sure about how to bet on golf and what to bet on golf, because there's a lot that you can do.
Stephen?
Well, football season is over. I don't know if you've noticed it. So, you bet hockey, you bet basketball, or for the weekends you can bet golf. And personally, I really love betting on golf. And there's a lot of different options that you get when betting on golf. Well, no, one of the main ones would be the future book. I mean, basically the player to outright win the tournament.
Yeah.
And you would bet that, obviously before the tournament starts, and it would incorporate all 4 rounds. And when looking for something like that, I am never going to take a favorite. I'm never going to take a Jason Day, a Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, a Dustin Johnson. I'm going to look for somebody 20 to 25 to 30 range, because in golf, from week to week, anybody to come up and win any of these tournaments. Maybe not so much on the majors, but tournaments, you can get anybody from in the middle of the pack. And then another way, then what can happen there is, if you don't take one of the big, big 4, big 6, whatever you want to call them, and they are lingering maybe 5 or 6 strokes behind going into the weekend, you can bet them in the live betting, or from that point on, and you might get a Dustin Johnson 4 strokes back at 12-1, or Spieth, or any of those guys. So really the live in play comes into play a lot when you're betting golf as well.
Hugely. I love it. If you can kind of see and follow it, if you've got a feel for where the tournament is. I'll be honest, what I do, because generally I've got a parlay going, there's always going to be college basketball, maybe there's some soccer on it, and if I have like that parlay that I really, really like, what I'll do, Stephen, is I'll probably look after maybe 3 or 4 holes, take a look at the top 4 guys, and just make 4 parlays with one of those guys at the bottom of it. Because I'll be honest, in hitting the 4 guys, the 4 that you think could end up at the end of the day, you got a pretty good idea if you follow the tournament, because sometimes there's not a lot of movement, or you see a guy who's hot, and those numbers are big, Stephen. I mean, you're talking about 4s, 5s, 6s, maybe even a 12 can get in there times your money. And if you've got a short parlay that you like already, that can just send it into an upper stratosphere. I love playing golf that way.
Absolutely, and then if you also when you do it, you also really investigate a guy's history on a course. Some people play better. We know that Tiger plays well at the Palmer course when he's healthy. Obviously, we know Mickelson plays well at that course last week in Arizona, the TPC Stadium, and he was right in there on the final day. But so you look at guys who play well on a course, and then you can get it in matchups. You can either get 4-round matchups, you can get single round day-to-day matchups. And find a guy that plays that course well. Find him playing somebody else who doesn't, and you can get him in a matchup, but it's just strictly a head-to-head situation where it's your guy, and it's like playing any other sport where it's one team against the other. I like Matt Kuchar today in a matchup. And let me just match up over Brent Snedeker. He's a short favorite. He's minus $1.20. He's been playing really well, played really well last week. He's playing well. He's right off the lead in this tournament. I think that's a cheap price to get Matt the Cooch, who's playing so well. So also look at your matchups. Matchups are a good way, and future books are a good way, and then live in play. Golf and tennis, I will say, two of the biggest sports worldwide and through Europe for live betting and betting on it. It's huge. That hasn't caught on as much in Canada. And being someone who's marketed around the edges and marketed to various sports, by marketing sports books to various sports, I have not been able to find, golf has not taken off betting wise in Canada for some reason, which really shocks me, Mike and Dave. As you both know, anybody who stepped on a golf course, you don't play without a $2 spin, a $5 Nassau, all these games that, you play every single day when you're on the golf course, but it really hasn't transcended into betting on golf in this country, and I find that a little bit surprising.
Stephen, when you look at all the different sports that you can possibly bet on, and we always come up with the phrase, because it does happen in every sport, the public team, the public player. Is there anybody more public in the history of sports than Tiger Woods and somebody betting on Tiger Woods?
Yeah, no, there isn't, Dave. That's a great point. And we've had Jeff Sherman on our show talk about it, and we've had Phil talk about it on our show. Phil Gray. Yeah, still right now, if you go to the Masters, and I'll just quickly click on the Masters. What's Tiger? Probably
10, I think.
Probably
10.
Yeah, he's 11 to 1. He's 11 to 1 to win the Masters. The guy's made one cut in the last 2 years. There's absolutely zero value in Tiger Woods at 11 to 1. It's ridiculous. You burn your money in a trash can. The funny thing is, if they had put Tiger at 20 to 1, 22 to 1, or probably more realistic where he's supposed to be at 40 and 45 to 1,
yes,
the books would be buried with Tiger money. Tiger wins that tournament, they could close the doors. And that is kind of ridiculous. But you're right. That's because, and this is not a phrase that I invented. It's been used everywhere. Tiger moves the needle. I find myself watching some Hero Challenge on a Thursday in January because Tiger Woods is playing. He moves the needle for me. He moves the needle for many people. But yes, you're not going to get any value betting Tiger Woods. You're best just sitting back watching the drama and hoping he's there, rather than throwing your money away on an 11 to 1 Tiger bet to win the Masters.
Exactly. So after a Thursday, Reeve is a T6 right now. He's only 2 strokes back. But again, it's that trend of how guys match up with that particular golf course, what you think they have in them, what they've done lately. Because, and this is why, if you like Ches Reeve, he's like what? He's what is he right now? He is.
He is
27. 27. He's 27 to 1. 27 times your money. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's good. Another guy that's playing really well, and again, I'll mention Jeff Sherman said it on the show. Patrick Cantlay, he's 20 to 1, and a guy that knows this course like the back of his hand. I know he's getting up there, but I got a soft spot for my fellow lefty, Phil Mickelson, sitting 4 strokes back right now, 3 strokes back at 33 to 1. Phil can play Pebble Beach with his eyes closed. And I love, this is a great tournament to watch if everybody's out there never watched this tournament. Because it's a tournament, you got Bill Murray rolling around with old ladies and sand traps. You got Ray Romano. You got Ray Romano doing crazy things out there. This is a celebrity pro-am, and they don't take it all that seriously really until you're in the hunt on Sunday. Other than that, it's just a fun tournament to watch. This is the old Pebble Beach pro-am.
Well, that's where you see the Justin Timberlakes. Alice Cooper apparently is a pretty good golfer.
Timberlake's a good golfer, yeah. For sure. Tony Romo's got a sponsor exemption on an event coming up in the Dominican Republic in a couple of weeks.
Speaking of Tony Romo, did you like his color? Because a lot of people really love what Tony Romo did as the color guy this year in football. Do you like him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? Hated him as a football player. I thought he was a poor man's Brett Favre. As a football player, actually loved him as a color commentary. Yeah. And I think, and I can tell you the exact minute that I was sold. It was a Sunday when he was running. It was a Thursday night when he was helping Tampa Bay run the 2-minute warning, the 2-minute drive, 2-minute drill. And he would say, settle down now. Okay, you should get a snap off in about 20 seconds. Okay, no, all right.
Yeah.
And he was literally in the huddle calling the plays for us. And I just thought I'd never seen that before. And I thought it was actually like being in the huddle. It wasn't as exciting as seeing Nick Foles go over to the sideline and yell, Philly, Philly. But it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I agree. We both like his work. Here
Yeah, I thought it
show.
was really good guy, and it's he's part of the A unit for a reason. But in his first year, man, outstanding, and we'll probably be listening to him for years to come.
Stephen, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Always appreciate it. And as we tell people, go to Sports Interaction. It's worth your time. Going to match up to $200 in opening an account. It's just free money. Hopefully they took advantage of it during the Super Bowl, but it is great value. Love having you as a sponsor. It was great having you on the show today, Stephen.
I played Pat Perez 54-1. He's sitting 3 or 4 strokes back. There's a little gift for you, Pat Perez right now, 54-1, guys. Have a great day. Stay warm down there.
See you, buddy.
That is Stephen Rapp from Sports Interaction joining us here today on the show.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.